Okay, for those of you who've been following along with my saga with this gearbox, or steering box rather, when I turn the wheel, it only turns 3.5 turns roughly, to go from far left to far right. I suspect, and I'm probably 100% right here, that I put this together wrong, and that the worm drive is not centered on the rack, or the rack gear that's in there. I think there's like four or six gears in there, and the worm gear is supposed to be centered on it, and it's probably not centered. When I put this together, I just kind of threw it in there until it locked in and tightened the bolts up, and it seemed to work. But then I realized that it's supposed to turn 5+ turns, so obviously I did something wrong. So now I have the wheels turned all the way to the left, and I'm going to take that apart, and it's going to get ugly, I think, because there's a lot of grease in there now. I've filled that with 00 grease from Tractor Supply, and when I pull it out, I'm sure it's going to make a mess. So I got a couple rags ready, and I'm going to take it apart. What I'm hoping for is that I can take it apart and then just put it right back together again and get it to go like one tooth up or in further, so it's in the right place. So I'm going to take these 4 bolts out that are holding it together. You can do that without denting my inner firewall there. You know what I've been thinking about is taking this whole front clip off again. I'm really not satisfied with the way the lines are on the gaps are on the hood. And I was watching I don't know his name. It's called Everyday Garage. I follow him, and he's got a 51 with an automatic transmission. He just put a 302 in his. And he's putting it back together. And he did it different. I took my whole clip off in one piece. He's doing his one piece at a time right on the frame to fit it up. So I was thinking maybe take mine apart one piece at a time and fit it up that way. Try to put it back together, see how it comes out. Here, it can't go any worse than what I got. I got pretty bad gaps. Nothing seems to fit. I mean, it looks good from your house, but I don't like the way it looks. So there's the last bolt. Let's see what kind of mess I'm about to make. Let me take the steering wheel off. The steering wheel off will make this shaft a little lighter and easier to handle, I think. Huh. That's interesting. With the steering wheel off, the shaft just slides right up the housing there and leaves the bearing behind. That's even more different than I remember. I just heard something drop. I wonder what that was. Hope it was something inside the cab, not underneath the hood here. And now I'm going to grab the shaft, and it doesn't come out. If I turn it, yeah, now it comes out. Loosens up. What the heck is dropping out there? I don't know what all that racket was, but I don't think this is the right thing to do here. I think you're supposed to put this together first and then put the whole assembly in. Yeah, this is not good. I'm making a bigger mess out of this thing than I'm supposed to. There's the worm gear. Are my tires moving? No. Well, you know what? Maybe I just screw it back in a little tighter. Put it back together again. That's not upside down because that's original. I've never seen this out like this before because I couldn't get the steering wheel off before. See here, you kind of screw it all the way in. And it starts coming up. Okay. That's all the way in. Now if I bring this back down, which I got to do from this side. Oh, now it won't come down. That ain't good. I wonder what's holding that up. Well, I seem to have screwed that up big time. What to do here? What to do? This won't come down. We'll go up. All right, when in doubt, shut the camera off and think. Okay, the problem was in the cab. The shaft had come all the way past the end of the thing and then wouldn't come back into the little hole. So now, got it this far. Still got a big half-inch gap here. I don't know why it's not closing up. Let me see. Oh, there it goes. Let me get the rag out of the way. And I'll start those 4 bolts and see if it's any better. I don't know what you guys can see or not see. My big head's in the way or not. I think I got to lift up on the shaft a little bit. I realized what fell inside the cab was there's a spring was at the end of the steering shaft. So I'm going to lift up on that thing a little bit. Now if you see that shaft move it up and down, I basically had to put a cardboard box under it to kind of get it at the right angle. Push it up against the dash, otherwise it just sags until I put the retainer on it. But I'm not against taking this thing apart again. I got to show you the stains underneath. I put a clean piece of cardboard in here a few weeks ago on the floor, and it's just covered with oil and I think antifreeze as well. So, let me just tighten up these 2 bolts, and then we'll do a quick spin test, see if we get any better. We didn't prove anything. I'm just going to take it apart and take it right out and try to rebuild it on the bench. Like everyone else does, like normal people do. There's the steering wheel on. I'm all the way to the left. 1, 2, 3, hasn't changed. Exactly the same. Apart and put it back together at least 3 times. What I keep trying to do is to get that piece centered on the gear that's in the middle. So I turn the wheels all the way to the right, which pushes the gear all the way, it rolls down, and I try to hook those teeth on the gear. And I guess I'm not catching it in the middle. I keep trying, but every time I put it back together, I only get 3 turns of the steering wheel, meaning it's probably not far enough in, so it's getting the full 5.5 rotation or 5.25 rotation. So that means it probably got to take the gearbox off and assemble it on the bench properly with the side cover off, and God knows what else is involved in that. I've watched some videos. It doesn't look pleasant, but to get that gearbox out, I think I could probably take it apart while it's in pieces pretty easily, but getting it back in with this shaft on it, I'm afraid I might have to take the clip off. So I think what I'm going to do next is take that steering box off. I'm going to end this video for now so you know what I'm doing, and then work on taking that steering box out. Again, thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Once I get this out, I'll start another video on what I'm going to do next. I was considering taking the entire clip off again, but I really want to avoid that right now. But thanks for watching.